Baek Tae-hyun, a representative for Southward Korea's Union Ministry, told Monday the two sides were in the trial of coordinate the create of an inter-Korean females ice hockey crew done up of players of both of nations. Baek's comments came as officials of Seoul and Pyongyang sat downward for discussions Monday, the other such a meet in less than rather than 7 days. The two sides meet at the demilitarized area, demilitarized zone, among Polar and Southward Korea, are anticipated to mallet out detailed information on how the isolated communistic nationality can get portion in the games in Pyeongchang, Southward Korea, although no accurate order of business has been open. Southward Korea told it coordinated to Polar Korea's suggestion to conduct top-level negotiations on environment. There are the newest developments, thawing weather recent 1 week. Officials of Polar and Southward Korea met person-to-person for the at first period in 2 years, in the Polar assenting to email a deputation to the Games, the largest considerable thawing weather in relations among the neighboring state in year. Baek told how both of Korea's and the IOC would complete the amount of the Polar Korean deputation and the quantity of athletes competitive at a meet Sunday. In a declaration recent 1 week, the IOC repeated how it remnant outdoor to the Polar's involvement. On to Japan news story agent Kyoto, Polar Korea's member to the IOC, Chung Eung, said reporters at Beijing's World Airport above the weekend how Seoul had offered fielding a collaborative women ice hockey crew. He did not reveal if Polar Korea backed the concept. Sport oneness? The two Koreas include competed by individual flags at main world much disciplined sport events with the end of Planet War II, but sport include been utilized by both of sides as a tool of conciliation. The two countries marched by the identical banner at the discovery rite of the Sydney Games in 2000, and Southward Korean spectators are named to supporting their northern compatriots. Recent year, the Polar Korean females ice hockey crew was cheered on by crowds while they competed in Southward Korea. Southward Korea as well told a war-to-war hotline was outdoor on the West Korean peninsula, although Polar Korea discarded the complaint how the hotline was outdoor as the outcome of the negotiations, and Pyongyang coordinated to conduct negotiations to ease war tensions. Recent 1 week's dialogue was lauded by largest of the world society, in the joint state, China, Russia and Japan all producing statements praise the dialogue. Following a year of saber-jarring and arms test, analysts say the judgment by Washington and Seoul to delay yearly war exercises and Polar Korean lead Kim Jong-un's perceivable propose of an olive tree branches stipulated fruitful land for public diplomacy. Polar Korea's yet refuses to put its nuke arms on the spreadsheet, and early rounds of public diplomacy include unsuccessful to give on each denuclearization or a constant world contract to officially end the Korean War. Military action ended in a respite in 1953. Bad-mannered behaviors no judgment on their statute was done at recent 1 week's meet, on to Baek. Same Polar was fair address their stance on the question to us, he told. Down there was no dispute or whatever on how. Polar Korea, Luna's slavish relation in the direction trump card front of Moon's negotiations, a chunk in Polar Korea's country-run Korean Center news story agent, KCNA, charged Southward Korea of with the Olympic Games negotiations to cover the way to talks on Polar Korea's arms programmed. The reality how Southward Korea is hard so difficult to reach our involvement of the Winter Games obviously reveals their evil intention of guideline us in giver up nuke arms, KCNA told. Southward Korea should thoroughly believe how their bad-mannered behaviors can give disgraceful results. It is intolerable to see at Southward Korea's slavish relation of thanks Trump card as if the results of inter-Korean negotiations happened since of their world sanctions regime and pressures, told the paper. We will job difficult to enhance Polar-South relation but we will not sit by and admit filthy actions how fill common cold water supply on our force. Yet, in a chunk published Monday, the news story agent was more than favorable. Proverb the suspend of delays Southward Korea us collaborative war maneuver was attributed to our brave action for Polar South dialogue and favorable efforts for world on the peninsula and the powerful demands of the social at household and overseas.